here is what you are going to be bidding on. 52 Chevy. Okay, as you can see, the only dents in the car are one in there, there's a little scrape you might be able to see, and that little one there. So the car is extremely straight, absolutely no rust whatsoever in the entire car. Everything's there, all the lights. Yeah. This side here you might see a bit better because it's not in the sun. But yeah, see? Absolutely no rust either. That's better, you can see it. Here's the tread on the tyres. Okay, they're two 0570 15s. These are the rear, the tread on the rear. They're two 1570 15s. Okay. Door opens nicely. Here's our interior. Nothing's missing. It's all still here. It's got that awesome old car smell. Venetian blinds in the front here. It's all original, all there. That deleter panel I have. It's in the glove box. The shifter knob I have. That's in the glove box. And so is that door handle. So yeah, these are seat belts for certification. So yes, as that door opens, closes nice. This one, there's a bit more. There's the handbrake. I tried to make it look as inconspicuous as possible. There's everything. The wind-up clock even goes. Well, I think there's a battery behind it. Yeah, there you go. There's a body tag. Okay. That heater came from Kemp's Chev spares, because there wasn't one in this car when I got it, so I went and got the right one off him, painted it up to match the dash. There you go. Closes nicely. That is a window crack, and the quarter light is cracked. So if it's a deal breaker, you know, I don't mind sending back some windows from the States to the new owner. I came back from being overseas and that was cracked as well. Don't know how, why, it just was. Okay. This door opens nicely. So what we have here, we have a turbo 700 trans. So it's modified the stock shifter to work with it. There's a tacho. I tried to go for sort of a period looking tacho. Okay, so we're in park, reverse, neutral, drive, 3, 2, 1. So there you go, back to park. That's our proof. It is a Turbo 700. There's another shot here. Okay, so rear door opens and closes nicely, like so. There's that tyre, the tread on that tyre as well. The tread on this tyre. Yep. I wish we could show you on there. Yeah, that's all nice. So the wheel well. Okay, now the roof, the paint here, you'll notice I came back and the car had been covered up in the rain and taken off to dry out in the summer, and some of the paint came with the cover. So what I've done is, because I was going to come back here and roof chop it anyway, I didn't see the point in repainting the roof, and I didn't want anyone to think that it was bogged and slopped like all the other ones. As you can see, it's probably the most original, rust-free, best base for a custom you could get. So what I done is I treated the rust, sanded it up, got rid of it. It was only like light surface rust anyway, and then I put some clear epoxy primer, some Durapox on it to hold it. I didn't see the point in painting it, like I say, because I was going to come back from overseas and roof chop it. Now the new owner might decide to roof chop it as well, so that's that. The reason that I didn't want to paint it either is just for that reason, so then it would have looked like it was bogged and slopped. But I'm sure you can agree, the condition of this thing, you're going to be able to get straight into it as a custom and not have to worry about fixing rust. There we go. There are lights as well. Everything's there, even the reversing lights. Okay, so just get the keys and show it inside the boot. Alrighty, we have the jack, original jack, the jack handle. I kept the handbrake thing, so that goes with it. I even kept the clutch pedal. Here are the bonnet springs. I've just been too lazy to put them back in. The engineer that made the motor mounts and trans mount never put them back in, but there's a couple of spark plugs spare. Alrighty, so this is a cover. This is normally up like that, but it's been back so that I can show behind here. So we have a coilover setup. I personally don't like airbags. I wanted to keep this traditional as I could. It's all bolt-in, that's all bolt-in. It's got a 2-link trailing arm setup, you can see in there. It's all bolt-in so that the new owner can just unbolt it, do whatever he wants with. I cut away as little as I needed to of the car for that reason. I didn't want to cut everything out because the new owner, you know, might decide to change it. Again, I had plans when I came back from overseas for this. I raised the boot floor a couple of inches as well, which gets the fuel tank a bit higher. They're Monroe gas shocks and 600-pound springs. Okay, so that's that. The suspension is 2-link, which you might be able to see under here. You see a little bit. You can see how much ground clearance there is. Absolutely nothing's hanging below the chassis rails. I don't like airbags. It's a lot of money to spend just to look cool parked. So I just wanted to get it low enough to look cool and still be practical. And I think it's done that. It doesn't need to be any lower, I don't feel. That's the reason why I've done the C-notch like that through the chassis rails. Again, if you want to do a Gambino notch and cut all these out, you can, but this is doing what I wanted it to, and took half the time and cost less. So up here, you'll see some of the trans cross member. Nothing's below the chassis, so nothing's going to get hung up at all. There's 5 inches of clearance under here, so I've got nothing to worry about. Now, just get into the bonnet here. Trusty pole. Here we go. 400 small block. Now, don't be put off by the way it looks and those covers. The reason I done it like that is because I wanted the engine and all the work to kind of look like it was done back in the day, so it suits the car, the patina of the car. They are Pro Top Line heads, you can see. Pro Top Line heads. We've got the receipts for all the work done on them. On the oil filter I wrote the miles on the car before I got it on the road, so I could see exactly how much miles this thing's done. Flip the lid upside down. It's a trick from back in the day. Instead of having those open filters that they have now. Edelbrock. It's a 750 1407. Yes. HEI distributor as well. I like them. Set them, forget. Never have to muck with points ever. The fan, you can see, I'm not a fan of these electric fans, no pun intended. I think they cause more problems. People put them on the front, cooling issues, everything like that. So this is a 58 shroud, and it's one of those clutch fans. I think it's the best of both worlds. It, you know how they work. The car warms up, and then the fan kicks in when it gets to temperature or whatever to start cooling. So that's beautiful. That is our master cylinder and booster. 600 odd bucks to get this in. So it's got 4-wheel drums, but it stops as good as, better than a disc brake vehicle. I've also got a 12-volt wiper motor in there as well. That came from the States. That was a good 500-600 bucks to get that in. Here is our certification, so it's all legal. It's all legal. VIN number. Here's the body tag. There. So it hasn't done, it's barely done probably 1,000 miles since I had it on the road. I had it on the road for a good half a year before going overseas at the start of October in 2011. All you have to do is look at the dates on the receipts and my passport to know that I didn't have it on the road long enough to put any miles on it. So it's virtually all brand new. Yeah, so that's why the engine looks old, but isn't. It's fresh. I've got the receipts for the headwork. Yeah. That was the last registration. 3rd of the 12th, 2011. And I left the country at the start of October. So you can see, you've got nothing to worry about with this car. It's all complete, everything's legal, it's certified. It needs to be taken through for a warrant and rego, but in 2 days I'm leaving back to the States. The reason why I'm selling the car is because I'm going back to the States to live, and there's a lot more choice over there for a lot less money. So as long as I can get a good 12,000 US out of this car, doesn't bother me. The first person, you know, to come around with that amount of money can have it. I just want enough money to get something good in the States. That's a record radiator as well. Place in Nelson that bung I own's done that. Cost me 700 bucks to recore the original radiator with 4 core to handle that 400 small block. So I think I've covered about everything. I have here spats as well. This is a pile of interior door trims, stainless outside door trims, and door tops, various cuts of another donor roof, because when I got back, like I say, I was planning on roof chopping it. I've got everything there needed to roof chop it. There's a couple of the drip rails off it, the gutters, this part here, everything that you could need to roof chop the car, because like I say, when I got back I had planned to do so, but I'm moving back to the States, the birth of hot rodding, so I don't need to do any work to this. It's better someone else going to enjoy it. The next video, we're going to start her up, probably take it for a drive, but I'd rather not take it for a drive too far in case I get a fine and don't get to leave the country. Alrighty.